It's surreal is a good way to describe it, but it's really more just a lot of heartbreak for the young men in our locker room.
After weeks of questions and speculation, yesterday WSU's athletic director Pat Chun made the announcement. Nick Rolovich is officially out as Washington State's head football coach. He did not receive a religious exemption for the vaccine mandate.
University leaders made it clear yesterday they are taking a strong pro-vaccine stance. Now the new question is, what happens next? Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Thanks for being here. So WSU Athletic Director Pat Chun says it is time to move forward now after yesterday's high-profile termination of Nick Rolovich. And the fallout continues today after that controversial move.
But university leaders say they stand by their decision after Rolovich and 4 assistant coaches refused to get vaccinated against COVID-19 despite the governor's mandate for all state employees. Now we turn to who takes Rolovich's place.
Sports director Brenna Green is joining us now as she got to speak with the new interim head coach Jake Dickert today. Hi, Brenna.
Hi, Whitney. Yeah, Dickert today hammered it home time and again. His main concern right now is for his players and supporting them through this difficult time. Obviously, a lot of them upset with yesterday's decision to fire Rolovich, and they are still working through that grieving process. Dickert said today that there is no sense of relief around this team for this decision. I asked Dickert what his message was to his team, and here's what he had to say, including a cool anecdote about practice today.
That I'm here for them, that I feel them, that I understand them. You know, there's a lot of pain and hurt, you know, that has been caused from these guys. And, you know, I want them to know that, you know, we're here all the time. We're in it with them. At the end of practice, it was cool because we had a, you know, big picture on the scoreboard. And it was our guys celebrating together. You know, I just told them these are moments nobody can take away from you. Okay. And we have the ability together to create new moments. Right, and new feelings, right, and the excitement that you've had in these pictures, that can still continue.
Dickert also noted today that it'll be a mixture of internal and external candidates who will fill the remaining 4 assistant coaching positions. He's hoping to have all those coaches in place by the BYU game on Saturday. Our Travis Green will have a full piece with Dickert tonight at 6.
Brendan, thank you very much. Well, several WSU football players have been taking to social media to express their thoughts on the firing of Nick Rolovich, many of them thanking Rolovich for the role that he played in their lives.
So quarterback Jaden DeLora posting a statement on his Twitter last night saying playing for him was a great honor that all of us will cherish forever. Defensive back Jalen Watson said this man changed my life in so many ways. Linebacker Jahad Woods said he won't forget when Rolovich held team meetings where they taught players about financial things, literacy, credit, and how taxes work as well.
We will have much more on Nick Rolovich's firing coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. But for now, if you'd like to know more about the decision and the new interim head coach, Jake Dickert, just text us the word Rolo to 509-448-2000.
And of course, it wasn't just Nick Rolovich who lost his job yesterday because of the new COVID vaccine mandate. More than 100 Washington State patrol workers were also let go from their jobs for not complying.
KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez talked to a man who is now home jobless after nearly 11 years of service. She joins us live in the newsroom tonight with more on what he's saying about his decision to not get vaccinated. Nicole?
Yeah, that's right. Good evening, guys. He's not the only one either going through this. So I want to break down the process that all these people went through. So it's really a 2-step process. First, you receive that exemption from your employer. You get an exemption approved either for medical or religious reasons. And then that second step would be actually getting your employer to accommodate the employee while unvaccinated. So that means maybe having PPE, potential COVID testing, and not having the unvaccinated person in contact with the public.
Here's a breakdown of the Washington State Patrol's numbers. WSP has over 2,200 employees. 470 of them applied for an exemption from the vaccine. Washington State Patrol granted about 400 of those exemptions, but they could only actually accommodate 35 people to work unvaccinated.
There weren't a lot of opportunities where you couldn't meet the public.
That left the other 365 workers to decide, get the vaccine or walk away. Most decided to get the vaccine, but we know 127 decided to walk away. 74 of those were commissioned officers, 53 were civilian employees.
We lost some really good people.
Each of them honored today on the steps of the Capitol in Olympia. One of those people,
I was a detective.
Former WSP detective Jordan. He asked not to be on camera or to use his full name as he figures out what's next.
My biggest fear is not my job or my livelihood, but putting food on my kids' table at this point.
He turned in his badge yesterday after 11 years of service.
to do something for as many years as I did, and to know that my paycheck was going to be there every month is quite scary.
A fear potentially hundreds of workers here are now faced with, while the department is now left filling holes in their workplace.
Do like my position. I know they're not filling my position, so now they're down a detective in Spokane.
WSP says they won't be filling positions right away because it takes almost a year to fully train a trooper.
We're in the business of looking at emerging issues and changing environment, and we'll use that skill set to make sure that we move resources appropriately so that the public is not seeing any reduction in service.
There is a class in the academy now. That 47 cadet class will be trained by April 2022. Then 2 more classes are already on the schedule, each with 30 to 60 cadets training.
Yeah, so take a look at this map here. It breaks down exactly where we lost employees for WSP. So you can see right here a map of Washington State kind of broken up. We are here in District 4, here Spokane County. It says we lost a total of 10 WSP employees. So between the vaccinated and accommodated employees, now WSP says that they are 94% vaccinated. In the newsroom, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Nicole, thank you very much. And if you would like to know more about the state's vaccine mandate, just text the word vaccine to 509-448-2000. We'll send a link right to your phone.
All right, let's switch gears and talk weather briefly, shall we? If you did not get outside today, it was another beautiful day here in the Northwest. If it wasn't for the leaves falling and the fact that it's getting dark so early, you'd almost think it was kind of still summer.
Yeah, at least the tail end. It's just gorgeous outside. I think it was almost 70 degrees. Tom, you were showing us some of those temperatures earlier.
Deer Park.
It's amazing at this time.
Yeah, it was 69 degrees up in Deer Park, which is typically cooler than the kind of weather we see right here. I will tell you, though, that sun is awfully low in the sky right now, and the shadows are very, very long. That's another way that we get to know that, oh yeah, it is fall, as well as the falling leaves. We're still at 65 degrees here in the Spokane area. The sun sets now before 6 p.m. though, so you know it's going to get cooler pretty quickly as we get into the evening hours. Wind is out of the east-northeast at 6 miles per hour. We take a look at the satellite and radar picture. Already seeing clouds now beginning to move over into the west side of the state. You can see that rain offshore. That rain is headed our way. We'll look for rain at times tomorrow. Daytime highs still getting into the low 60s though, so it's not a cold day tomorrow. Just a few showers at times in the morning and then again in the mid-afternoon hours. And then we'll look for more rain on Friday into the weekend, and now we're back to normal highs. We're at 56 on Saturday and 55 degrees expected on Sunday with more of that rain. Now the leaves will turn wet. We'll have more on your 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you very much. It was a violent weekend in Spokane. Police responded to 3 separate shootings in just 3 hours, one of them deadly. Police arrested last night a man accused in that deadly shooting.
DeAndre Johnson now in the Spokane County Jail for second-degree murder charges. KREM 2's Amanda Rolovich is sharing now some details about what led up to that shooting. Hi, Amanda.
Well, Spokane police arrested DeAndre Johnson last night as he was leaving a store. I looked into his criminal history, and it turns out this is not the first time he has been arrested for murder.
Spokane County court documents say the victim, Stephen Cavett, went with a friend to a few bars Friday night in the area of Washington and Riverside. When they reached a nearby parking lot, court docs say DeAndre Johnson approached them. Cavett's friend told investigators he recognized the suspect and mentioned having a grudge with the gang. According to the witness, Johnson put his hand in Cavett's face, who struck it away. As this happened, docs say Johnson pulled out a gun and shot Cavett multiple times. He later died from those injuries. The next morning, court documents say Johnson told his girlfriend he was involved in a shooting. She helped him hide the gun, which they disposed of near a lake. According to police, at the time of the shooting, Johnson was out on bail for first-degree assault from April 2020. Spokane County court records also confirm Johnson was arrested for attempted murder and first-degree attempted robbery in April 2015. He was 18 years old. The state later dropped the murder charge, and Johnson pleaded guilty to attempted robbery. He served nearly 4 years in prison for that conviction, starting in February 2016. By September 2019, he was placed on community supervision. In court today, Johnson pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. The judge set his bond at $1 million.
Now, the victim's family was in that hearing this afternoon, but afterwards declined to comment. Reporting from the Spokane County Courthouse, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. Well, it is hard to believe, but we are less than a month away now from the general election, and candidates are getting themselves and their wallets ready. We are tracking the money coming up next.